Well, all right. It's time for our weekly "What Went Wrong with Aaron Rodgers" video now, which is starting to become just a segment here. Yet another underwhelming performance by this Jets offense, and what the hell is going on, right? There's Pro Bowlers all over the place on this offense, and yet they can't seem to get much together. They did go up 15-6 in this game before ultimately giving up 31 unanswered points to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are a good team. But let's talk about what went right and what went wrong here, and really what went wrong here for the Jets, because a lot of what went right were screen passes and running the ball. This passing attack, the numbers don't look horrible. I think it was worse than what the numbers indicate. Again, there was kind of a 50-yard screen pass to Breece Hall that kind of skews the numbers a little bit. Breece Hall had 100 of the 276 yards in this game. First, I want to start off with Davante Adams, who, I was very much defending this trade by the Jets. I still think it's one that could pay off. It did not pay off in this first week, where you see Adams on this play, just running a curl route, trying to get into a gap in coverage. You see how Rodgers takes a snap. He's going to look over and fires. There's definitely a window right here. And listen, Adams had a couple catches. He went 3 catches for 30 yards. Not the worst game in the world, but there were opportunities that were just missed. Like this one, for example. This throw just a bit off, and Adams still drops one you expect him to catch right there. Again, kind of all we talked about is how much chemistry Adams and Rodgers have. They look like they had never played with each other before. Like this play is another example where it's a man coverage concept. You have Adams running a route over the middle. And again, it's weird because part of me wants to say, well, maybe it's just, hey, it is a new offense at the end of the day. But I also think it's fair to say, like, okay, Adams has also played with Nathaniel Hackett in the past, right? You see here, though, I guess he's never played with Hackett as a play caller, but on this one, it's just him and Rodgers aren't on the same page on this play. That's not a bad throw. That's just a complete miscommunication. So maybe it is, hey, they haven't played with each other in a while. Maybe you kind of got to get that chemistry back, I suppose. But again, kind of one of the big selling points was these guys play so well with each other. Still plenty of time, but through 1 week, that did not happen. This play was an ugly one. I'm going to be honest. It's a 3rd down and 5 situation, and the concept is designed, it looks like it's designed to get the halfback towards the bottom of the screen open. That's the way this play is designed to work. Rodgers takes the snap. He's going to look over, and right here, the halfback is in position. I mean, had Rodgers been looking over in this direction, this play probably works. I almost wonder if what they're doing is one of those plays where you see Matt LaFleur sometimes run like 4 different eligible receivers just as a fake. I wonder if that's what the Jets are trying to do here. Because you have that tight end right there who is, a guy who there's no one directly around. But there's a Steelers player kind of right in front of him. I mean, if Rodgers makes this throw, it's not going to go for many yards. And again, it's a 3rd and 5. So gaining some yards can still help when you're in a situation where it's clear 4-down territory. Like, this play is certainly not working better than the original route towards the bottom of the screen, but Rodgers is already looking towards his tight end. He fires it, and it goes about as poorly as you would have expected. Also, one other thing I have to note, so going back to the beginning of this play, watch Davante Adams on this one. Again, keep in mind the situation. There's 8 minutes left. It's a 15-point game. Not a great situation, but the game's far from over. You score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and just like that, it's a 7-point game again. But you see Adams, I mean, this is not, listen, it's a setup route. He doesn't need to be going as hard as he typically does. I mean, that's not great effort there by Adams, I don't think. And especially because a Steelers player, again, maybe it's just completely trying to fool the Steelers, but it's not working to fool the Steelers when you're, going like that, I think. So, I don't know. Didn't love to see that either. And to be honest, this is what I saw a few times was, receivers. I don't want to say, giving up or, I don't want to call anyone lazy or anything like that. But let's just put it this way. There was an energy level I saw from the Steelers that I didn't think the Jets matched in this game. And then these were a couple of Adams passes as well, or passes to Adams. This one was tipped. So Adams was open, could have gotten something there. So, again, there were times when he was getting open. On the 4th down and 4, which was just after that 3rd and 5 I showed you, this pass gets tipped and knocked away. So, again, an opportunity to get the ball to Adams that just didn't quite hit. Adams was open. I think they probably convert. So, Steelers block pass as well. It is what it is. That made things look worse. So, maybe you hope that doesn't happen week in and week out. But still, there were some mistakes that need to be cleaned up. This play is kind of, I think, the backbreaking play by Rodgers, who, again, I still don't think is playing poorly for the Jets. I feel people are getting mad at me for not just blaming Rodgers for everything. That's really not how I see it. I mean, again, I know the box score wasn't great, and I think it was probably worse than the box score indicates. At the same time, one of the interceptions was just a good throw to Garrett Wilson that he dropped, and it got intercepted. This one, also a throw to Garrett Wilson, but a more forgivable Garrett Wilson play at the very least. See, he's going to try and get into the middle of the field against zone coverage. Game situation is really key to talk about here as well. The Jets are up 15-6 with a minute and a half left in the first half. The Jets also get the ball to start the second half. So if they can get a nice drive going here, even if they don't score points, I mean, you would like to score points. Let's say they get 3 points, go up 18-6, and you get the ball to start the second half, it's starting to feel over. Instead, Rodgers takes a snap. He looks over towards Garrett Wilson. And right here, okay, you kind of see why he wants to make this throw, because Beebe, the Steelers player who I've circled in black, is turned towards the offense's left. So you can kind of see it, but it's a gamble for sure. And as you see, I mean, he turns around and makes the interception, and it's a bad play by Rodgers. At the end of the day, regardless of what it looked like pre-snap, I mean, at a certain point, the results have to matter. And if you're missing on a play like this, then it means that, that let the Steelers get back in the game. They scored a touchdown at the end of the half to make it a close game again. That made it 15-13, and then that kind of started the whirlwind where the Steelers, just started rolling and never looked back. And also, this is just weird. I just don't get what's going on here. So, okay, Mike Williams, it's a one-on-one matchup. There is 2 safeties deep, but the safety is not going to get over in time. So you have this one-on-one matchup. I don't get what's going on with Mike Williams. He's been a good receiver for most of his career. Usually he just struggles to stay healthy. But here, on a key 3rd and 10, I mean, Rodgers is looking to him, and, I mean, you see, it just doesn't work out at all. There was some contact. Maybe he wanted to flag, but, either way, he's just not working right now. And at this point, you almost got to just, you almost have to trade him, right? Get him to somewhere else. Someone will give you a pick for him. Because if this is what's happening when you're throwing him the ball, he did have a nice catch in this game, but it's just not working. This Jets offense just isn't working. There's just no cohesion with the team. So much is going wrong. It's honestly shocking. I suppose the one thing I will still say is, for the Jets, you are going up against a defense that does this to everybody, right? The Steelers defense makes opposing offenses look bad. You play the Patriots next week. That is a get-right game. And in fact, they have a few get-right games. So they play the Texans the week after. That'll be tough. That's going to be a tough game on Thursday Night Football. But you then play the Cardinals and the Colts the following couple of weeks. I mean, it's not crazy to think that if you can just kind of get back to being what we think, not even what we thought you could be at the beginning of the season, just to what we think you can still be now. It's not crazy to think that they could be 5-6 at the end of that stretch and be kind of back in it, but they have to start getting things turned around in a hurry. At least that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.